to this movie because I want to know, what was it about this that made you say yes? I know it's got a brilliant director, and we'll talk about him too. But what was it for you that you read it and said, oh, yeah?
Well, first of all, it was the director, but I have to say, it was him calling me up after I gave him this huge monologue about my 5 different wig changes I was going to make as a character. And he said, we're not going to do that. We're going to wear your natural hair because that woman exists. I see her walking in the airports all the time with her Irish husband. She just hasn't been introduced to the American cinema, so we're going to introduce her. And so it was that. And it was the love scene. I just thought it was a great opportunity for me, just me in general as an actress, but especially just being a black actress, just being sexualized in some way. And it's not
And
like
having
she was
them not cut it out.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I don't want to ruin the movie, but it's just part of who she is.
Yeah.
And I thought, she's a woman.
Yeah.
You know, she's not just a device, she's a woman, and then she's still badass, she's still very feminine, she's still all of those things. So that was it. It was a no-brainer.
Baby, what about you, Vegans?
It was a tough one, you know. Linda is a mother of 2 children, married to, you know, an unreliable man. And that's something that I saw growing up in Jersey City a lot. And I didn't know whether or not I wanted to portray that to millions of people, because I was always the one who did the escapism movies, you know. I'm the one trying to empower it, you know. And so for me, it was really scary to look at this character. But when I met Steve, here's this man who's like that one, you know, he's part of that 1% who has the ability to green light a feature film in Hollywood. And here's a man who decides that he wants to see this feature film through the perspective of women. And that opened my heart so much that there's no way I could have said no to him.
Love that. And what about you, baby?
Well, I mean, Alice, the character I play, has this beautiful journey in the movie, and when we first meet her, she's very repressed, and she's suffering from really horrible domestic abuse, and she's very repressed by her mother, and she's somebody who has so internalized this sort of sense of worthlessness. And then she goes on this incredible journey where she discovers that she's worth something, and that she has a voice, and that she can be independent, and she meets these women who tell her that she's strong and she's worthy. And I mean, I just thought it was a really amazing thing to be able to portray on the screen. So,
And it was such an amazing movie. I have to tell you, I saw it twice. I saw it twice. Yes, I did. And I saw things the second time that I hadn't seen the first time. And you all are so fantastic. And Viola, what was interesting to me is Chicago is almost another character in the film. What was it like for you filming it there in Chicago, in that city?
Well, I don't think it would have worked on a soundstage in Beverly Hills or Hollywood, you know, because, I mean, July 4th, there were 200 shootings in Chicago, 22 murders. It's the mixture of races and class, and at the same time, art museums and history. It's alive, it's vibrant, and I thought it was a great backdrop where there's sort of normalization of criminality is born. It's like Steve McQueen is always saying, the famous line in Chicago is, I got a guy. You know, I got a guy.
And everybody seemed to have a guy in this film.
It's a thing in New York, too. Chicago's a symbol for every
Island,
major city in a democracy. You know?
Everywhere, everywhere. So now you've done this film. What do you want women in particular, but people in general, to take from it?
The beauty of it for me was discovering for myself that soft power is stronger than this. It's a lot easier to stand up and say, I'm willing to die for this, and run in towards the guns and the blazing. I've done that most of my life just to survive. And even in Hollywood, those are the kinds of feature films that I chose to do to find my independence. It's a lot harder to stick it through, you know, and raise those kids on your own and live that route of unconditional love. It's a lot harder to do that. And it's harder to be good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's femininity. And
this
there's power
movie
in
is
that.
real women.
Yes.
You're going to see real women on this. They're not going to be running into a closet and getting a cape and a golden lasso. These are women who literally are realistically taking ownership of their lives, grieving the loss of their husbands, and just, you know, it's almost like The Heist is a metaphor for taking ownership. It's like, how can we get our lives back? Let's just do something bold and brave and something that people would not expect us to do.
Yeah.
And also,
You know?
that they what's so beautiful is it's such a conversation about sisterhood, because these women meet each other and they perceive difference before they perceive any similarity. And because they are so different from each other, just like we are. You know, and when we made this movie, art mirrored life, mirrored art in this beautiful way. I mean, because we learned so much from each other and we bonded so much, and there's so much love. But that's what these women find out between themselves.
And on a lighter note, Elizabeth, I heard that there were dance parties during the filming of the show. Who started the whole dance party?
Man, everybody's so uptight with all this, you know, economic subterfuge, political corruption, and abuse. You know, we needed to liven it up on set, you know what I mean?
Oh, so you started it.
Yeah.
I mean, when we say we dance, we really dance in robes.
The first dance party was after the clip you just showed. We were in our sauna robes, and it was about 3 a.m. And Michelle put the speaker on, and we were just like delirious, just going with these like
Very loud.
What was the song that came on?
There's a lot of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Backstabber.
You know,
I love my motel.
Yes, baby. Yes, baby. You know what? It's never long enough with you. I don't see you often enough, and I'm thrilled to meet you.
So nice
Please,
to meet
all
you.
three, at whatever you're up to, come back. Come back.
And see the movie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, watch this.
Yes.
All thanks to Viola Davis, Michelle Rodriguez, and Elizabeth Debicki. Widows opens in theaters today, and if you don't go see it, you will be doing yourself a disservice, because not only is it a great popcorn movie, but it's all women.
Yeah.